Hey everyone, it's me, Arden Lee. I am hopping on to make another video tonight, and tonight I want to talk about the challenge that I am issuing to the members of the Repatterning Parlor. If you haven't yet checked out the Repatterning Parlor, it's the group that I moderate on Facebook. It's absolutely free and it's full of super awesome people. So if you're interested in subjects like the ones that these videos tend to focus on, you might really enjoy it. So go ahead and check out the link in the description box. You can come and join us and hopefully make some new friends. It's full of like-minded individuals who are also intending along a path to healing and wellness and bringing more and more conscious awareness to their everyday choices in service of their mental health and happiness. So we would love to see you, and if you do choose to join us and you do choose to do this challenge, probably by the time this video comes out, most of the members of the parlor will have seen and perhaps followed through with this challenge already, but we would love to see you over there. Come over, feel free to share your results, and maybe make some new friends while you're at it too. So the challenge that I am giving has to do with a discovery of our gifts. One of the inherent problems with the things that we're naturally good at is that we are so naturally good at them that we often tend to take them for granted. It's very easy for us to see what is beautiful or unique or special about someone else, what skill sets they just naturally seem to groove with, what talents or resources they just seem to be able to pull from, or what kind of energy they bring to their friendships and relationships, and the way that they're able to help others or be of service or perform or inspire or whatever it is, with just plenty of ease and grace, without even, sometimes almost like without being aware that they're even doing it. So it's hard for us sometimes to see these things in ourselves, because when we're engaging with our gifts, sometimes we're in such a natural state of flow that it's that very unself-consciousness that makes us lose ourselves in the moment and just enjoy what we're doing. And sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for the impact that our naturally gifted sort of actions have on other people. So since it's easier for us to see the gifts in other people and harder sometimes for us to see those gifts in ourselves, it naturally stands that it's easier for other people to see the natural gifts that are in us. So here is the challenge if you choose to accept it. I want to make note before I say exactly what the challenge is that this is something that I've heard and witnessed from a lot of other people in the transformational space. This is by no means an original idea. It's floated around a lot, but it's pretty effective, and I think it's worth repeating, and it's worth sharing with you. It's worth spreading around. So my challenge to you is find roughly 20 people in your life who you feel have a pretty decent sense of who you are. And for maximum impact, you want to find 20 people from all different facets of your life. Maybe some former coworkers, former employers on the one hand, maybe some family members who've known you since you were very little on the other hand, maybe even, if you're feeling brave, some exes or ex-lovers, some friends who know you from different aspects of your social circles. You really want to get a pretty good cross-section, a pretty good variety of different voices, because you want to have what you want to be able to see is you want to look for the aspects of yourself that carry through all of these different facets of your life, where you know all of these different people. And what that means is it's going to be something about you that everyone around you notices. So what you're going to do, should you choose to accept this challenge, is you're going to find 20 of these people and you're going to send them an email. I find that email is best because text is a bit immediate. This inquiry will require a little bit more thought, so I think an email is the best way to go about it. But of course, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. You can have these conversations in person too, if you choose. And what I want you to do is, when you write this message or when you have this conversation, I want you to ask, these 20 different people individually, what do they perceive as your greatest strengths and your most natural and inherent gifts? I want you to ask them, what is it that you think I'm especially good at? Now, that could be, a definite skill set, or it could be maybe an aspect of my personality, like maybe I'm someone who is really thoughtful and I'm always considering other people's perspectives. Maybe I'm someone who's really welcoming and I always make sure that everyone in the group always feels included, right? Could be something like, hey, you're a really great cook, or you're a really talented musician. It could be anything, any of the above. But you just want to ask these people to tell you what they perceive to be the natural gifts that you yourself maybe take for granted. And the idea behind this is, again, since you're asking 20 people from different facets of your life, they're all going to respond to you knowing different aspects of yourself, but what you're going to look for is the common denominators among them. You're going to look for the things that people tend to repeat, even if, say, Uncle Joe over here has never met your former boss. If they both see that same thing in you, then there's probably at least a grain of truth to it. So this is a great exercise. First of all, it's a great exercise in receiving. For those of us who have a hard time receiving compliments, receiving praise, this is an opportunity to really sit with the gift of someone in your life showing you the way that they perceive your strengths and giving you those words of affirmation to let you know just how strong your impact is, and to let you know just how bright your light shines. And so it's a great exercise for those of us who tend to be a little bit uncomfortable receiving praise. It's a great way for us to really practice receiving that for the purpose of our own betterment, for the purpose of our own growth and self-awareness and our personal development and self-improvement. So it's a great excuse to practice receiving in a way that serves a purpose of your committing to showing up more and more in service. So if you need to justify it in that sense, because you're going to be using this feedback to step into a greater awareness of your gifts, to step into a greater awareness of the ways that you might fulfill your purpose, your soul purpose, the ways that you might better give back to your community and to your friends and to your circles. So it's a great way of if you need a justification to receive praise, it's a great excuse for doing that, because of course this is an exercise in personal development, in our growth and in our self-improvement. So what you're going to do once you received this is you're going to look at all of those common denominators, and it's, in addition to being a great exercise in receiving, it's a really great exercise in self-awareness. It's going to show you the things that people see about you, regardless of what aspect of your life they know you from. And so when you see that, and when you have that reinforced to you, when you see that there are multiple people from different disciplines and different places that you know them from, then that's really going to hit home for you. And it's going to even remove some of your excuses around acknowledging your greatness, acknowledging your natural gifts and talents. Because when you see it coming in from all those disparate sources, it's pretty hard for your mind to argue with. For as much as sometimes we have that reaction of being like, well, that doesn't count, or I don't know, they were just saying that to be nice, or whatever it is. When we really sit with those 20 different responses, it can be incredibly transformative. It can be something that really hits home for us. So I absolutely encourage you to do this exercise. I want to let you know also that I understand that it takes some bravery to go to people and ask, essentially, for what amounts to a compliment, to ask for an affirmation, to ask for validation about something that you might not yet see in yourself. But that act of bravery, that act of courage in itself is worth doing. So it is a challenge, and I do advise you to be brave, step up, and see what you learn from it. And you may receive information about yourself that feels so transformative that just knowing about yourself, what other people perceive in you, is going to bring your attention, bring your focus more to that, so you become more and more conscious of your gifts as you're using them, which is super cool because, of course, we want to be in more conscious awareness of our gifts so that we can use them to be of service, and also not just to be of service, but to feel most aligned, most in flow, right? So we bring that awareness to it, we step into it, and in many ways, that's how we change the world. I was like, that's how we change the world, and I was like, oh, that sounds cheesy, but you know what? It really is. Stepping into our higher purpose, stepping into our power, and operating from that place of self-assuredness when we know that there's something that we're good at doing and that there's a way that we can be of help. It's super cool. That absolutely is the steps of what changes the world. So I encourage you to do this. I know it might not sound easy at first, but you can totally do it, and it'll be super worth it. And if you choose to do it, I would love it if you would come and share your results in the repatterning parlor. You have absolutely free brag rights. We'd love to hear what your gifts are. And from there, who knows, you might even get a few ideas as to how you can implement them going forward, so you can live a more and more satisfying life of giving and receiving every day. So thank you guys for paying attention. I hope you do it, and I hope to see you over there.